how we make it to the kingdom, right, man. So double honor to all the elders, man, that's been out here pushing this truth, man. Read that from the top again, huh?
1 Timothy 5:17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine.
He said, especially those that have been labored in the word and doctrine. They've been labored in the doctrine that they've been taught, been laboring in this truth, man. Getting double honor to these brothers, even the brothers at the table, man. I give double honor to these brothers up here doing this work, man. It's not easy, man, doing this work, man. If we see our forefathers, I don't know, we look at how the movie stars and the actors, how they're waking up, and that's all praise to the Most High for that, man. And our brothers continue to keep waking up, man. Stay on that path, man. The Most High got a blessing for you, man. But brothers know how you got to deal with the people out here in the world. You got to deal out with complete strangers to show them who our God is. We got to deal with the congregation, and we also got to deal with our families and our wives and our children. It's not an easy task, man. So we give double honor to that, man. So Rock chapter 44, and verse 1. Let's start from the top. So Rock chapter 44, verse 1.
Sirach, chapter 44, verse 1.
It's going into the same thing we just discussed, man. Giving double honors to the elders, man. Read.
Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us.
That our forefathers that begat us, man. Let's give them brothers praise, man. So I know a lot of the classes that we do, we conditioning on. A lot of the classes that we do, we conditioning on our people's spirit to try to help gain their spirit, to try to grow their spirit, to grow their faith in this walk. But we also got to pay homage and go look back into our forefathers and see the things and different tasks that they had to go through to endure. Maybe it'll be something that might reach you in your walk that'll help you to go move a little farther too. Read up.
The Lord has wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning.
The Lord has always been with these people from the beginning, just like with us, man. He called the election sure from the beginning, man. We have always been his chosen people. We are the ones that had the ear from the ear to hear, man. The same slave picture that y'all been seeing, that been hung on the tree, might be some of us that's in here, man, right now. Read up.
Verse 3. Such as did bear rule in their kingdom.
Because they did bear rule in their kingdom. You got prophets Jeremiah, Zechariah. You got King David, King Solomon. These were great men that the Most High had set up in their stead. Read.
Men renowned for their power.
Said men that were renowned for their power, man. They was known for their power. They were known for their works that they did. Just like you see people that you can cut on YouTube right now that's been known for their works that they done been putting in for years. Brothers up here, brothers that you done seen that been putting in work. These are men of renown, man. Read.
Giving counsel by their understanding and declaring prophecy.
They say giving counsel by their understanding. Because the understanding that they got is the understanding that they've been getting from the Most High from the beginning. We are the same prophets that the Most High done woke up, man. He done woke us up and he done gave us a tongue to learn. He done gave us an ear to learn. And he gave us this understanding of the Bible, man. That's how we bring it forward to the people, man. Read up.
Verse 4. Leaders of the people by their counsel.
He said leaders of the people by their counsel. That's what our forefathers do. And you see more and more brothers grow in this walk. You'll see more and more of brothers waking up, more and brothers moving up to leadership that's going to be leading by counsel. Not by just what they say out of their mouth, but by their deeds, man. Read up.
And by their knowledge of learning meant for the people.
And by the knowledge of learning meant for the people. Read on.
Wise and elegant in their instruction.
They was wise and elegant in their instruction. That's why sometimes I know brothers seem like we come hard on them sometimes, or sometimes seem like sisters seem like we come hard. But for the brothers, most of all, making sure brothers have the same understanding, man. Getting brothers on like-minded in this walk, man. Helping brothers see what the vision of what the Most High has for us, man. This is what it's all about for us, man. To kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. James chapter 5, verse 17. James chapter 5, verse 17. And you know what's right before class, you know, brothers be putting all kind of precepts, man. Right before the camera came on, brothers even just going into some of these things, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Read it up.
James 5 and 17. Elias was a man, subject to like passion.
Now he said Elijah was Elias. That's Elijah in is what it's going into. And we're gonna go into that too. It said Elias was a man subject to it like passion. We don't
Elias was a man subject to like passions, as we are.
Read.
And he prayed earnestly that it might not rain.
He said he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. This is something what our forefathers, man, our forefathers got down, man. When the Most High put the Spirit on them, man, they was on it, man. And that's something that we need to be doing too. Just like with the sisters, I'm gonna explain something to the sisters. Sisters that have understanding of the scriptures, sisters that that have sisters that's around them that don't really understand the scriptures as much as you understand. When you fail and they watching you, you fail them. When brothers be around you that don't have understanding of the scriptures, when they see you fail, they fail too. Our job is to make sure that we have ourselves in order at all times, man. Because when he said Elias was a man subject like passion as we are. Because if Elias would have had failed, the people would have failed too. He stayed fervent in his walk, man. He stayed true in his walk. He stayed diligent in his walk, man. Read that from the top again, huh?
James 5 and 17. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are. And he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by this space of 3 years and 6 months.
He said 3.5 years. He prayed to the Most High that it wouldn't rain. The Most High stopped the rain for 3.5 years. That's a powerful. Look here, if you can stop the rain, man, how much more can you do with somebody sitting up here in front of you that's sick? Same thing. What kind of magic you talking about? Except the palm in the head. 1 Kings chapter 17, man. Matter of fact, let's go over to 1 Kings chapter 16, verse 28. Because we're gonna get more. Let's get why did Elias do that? Why did Elias pray for the rain to stop? Let's get more on it. 1 Kings chapter 16 and verse 28, man.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 16, verse 28. So Omri slept with his father and was buried in Samaria. And Ahab, his son, reigned in his stead.
So Ahab became the king, man. Wicked ass Ahab, man. Wicked ass Ahab, man. Read.
And in the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Ahab, the son of Omri, to reign over Israel. And Ahab, the son of Omri, reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years.
He reigned over Israel for 22 years, man.
Read. And Ahab, the son of Omri, did evil in the sight of the Lord above all that were before him. And it came to pass. Read. And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam.
They said it would have been a light thing if he'd have walked in the sins of Jeroboam. Jeroboam was wicked too, man. The Lord said if he would have just walked in Jeroboam, it would have been a light thing, man. This dude did some wicked stuff, man. He was wicked above wicked, man. Read.
The son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Ethel.
Guess what? That devil got another devil came to him. A wicked man gives a wicked woman's giving a woman's giving a portion to a wicked man. There you go. Here we go, loop the loop.
Read. King of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal.
What he do?
Went and served Baal and worshipped him.
And he not only served Baal, he worshipped that thing, man. That's what wicked ass Ahab did, man. He served Baal, man. That's the reason why our forefathers had to get down the way they get down, man. Because our people, man, look, our people got some wicked stuff going on, man. Read.
Verse 32. And he reared up an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he had built in Samaria.
Man, that man built up an altar, man, in Samaria. Man. This man was just wicked as hell, man. Read.
And Ahab made a grove. And Ahab did more to provoke the Lord God of Israel to anger than all the kings of Israel that were before him.
Man, his man provoked the Lord more than all the kings that were before him, man. That's why now y'all seeing why Elijah had to do what he had to do, man. Look at this wicked fool, man. Read.
In his days did Hill, the Bethelite, build Jericho. He laid the foundation thereof in Abram, his firstborn, and set up the gates thereof in his youngest son, Segub, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by Joshua, the son of Nun.
Go on, read on up.
And Elijah, the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab.
Now he said unto Ahab, man. This is how our prophets got down, man. Read.
Said unto Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word.
He said he telling them to his face. He said it ain't gonna rain here for 3 years, man. Because that's the reason why our prophets prayed for those things like this, man. Because they seen things go on. They said, okay then, you think Baal will run something? We're gonna show you how our God get down, man. He prayed that it won't rain for 3 years, so that's the reason why he did. That's why he prayed for those things, man. Read on up.
And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan.
Now he told after Elijah told him that, he said, man, go on. He said, man, you told him what you need to tell him. You done already prayed. You told him what you got to tell him. Now go ahead and leave, man. Watch me go to work. Now it's the Most High's turn. Cause when he speak to us, man, look here, man, our words is heavy, man. That's why we got to make sure we how we deal and how we deal with each other and how we talk with each other. Let's go to Luke chapter 1 and verse 17. Luke chapter 1 and verse 17.
The book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 17. And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias.
So that's what we were just reading about Elias in James chapter 5, verse 17. We were just reading about Elias. Elias is just Elijah, and it's been approved, man. But he also is somebody else, man. Read.
To turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord.
That was Elijah's job was to do, man. To make ready the people and to prepare the Lord, man, for his coming, man. Matthew chapter 17, verse 10, man. Let's get some more on that. Let the scriptures explain what it's talking about, man. Matthew chapter 17 and verse 10. Get there, I'll read.
Book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 10.
Read.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Why then say the scribes that Elias must first come?
Because that's what they knew in the scripture that Elias was supposed to first come, man. But they didn't even know who Elias was. Read.
And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you, that Elias has come already.
You see, Elijah had already came, man. Read.
But I say unto you, that Elias is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed.
See, they did so whatsoever they listened, man. Read.
Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them.
Yeah, he's telling the same thing. He said, man, same thing they did to Elias, the suffering that he had to go through. He said, man, it might not be the same, but I'm gonna have to suffer just like this man. That's the same thing he was trying to tell our forefathers, man. You jump up to verse 1. Matter of fact, Salaki. Read verse 13, Salaki.
Verse 13. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist.
As he spake unto him of John the Baptist. Elijah was John the Baptist, man. He prepared the way for the Most High, for your house shall come, man. John the Baptist prepared the way for your house shall come, man. These brothers did some of the same thing. I know a lot of times brothers, they speak about different things, but matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all something. Jump up to verse 1. Show y'all something right quick.
Matthew 17 and 1. And after 6 days, Yahweh shall taketh Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them up into an high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them.
He transfigured them before them, man. Read.
And his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light.
Read.
And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias,
he said,
walking with him.
There appeared to him Moses and Elias walking with him. So, if he transformed, then that means Moses and Elias was transformed too. They were standing right there. They all was looking at each other. And so you see Peter, James, and John. They was looking there like, dang, this is Elijah, this is Moses, and this is Christ, man. All three of these brothers fasted for 40 days. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you how they did. Matthew 4 and 2. Y'all hold y'all precept in. Matter of fact, you ain't got to hold it, because we gonna come back to it. Matthew 4 and 2. Show you Christ for it. These brothers killed their spirit off, man. Killed their flesh off. All these brothers killed their flesh off, man. Read that up.
Matthew 4 and 2. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungry.
He said when he fasted 40 days and 40 nights, everybody know Christ fasted 40 days and 40 nights. Let's go get Moses. Exodus chapter 34. And verse 28.
Book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 28. And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water.
He said he didn't eat bread nor drink water in these 40 days. Moses did the same thing as Christ did, man. These brothers was full of the Spirit, man. That's why the Most High can use these brothers, because they was full of the Spirit, man. Read.
And he neither ate bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the table the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments.
He said he wrote upon the table the covenant, the 10 Commandments, man. Let's go get Elijah 40 days. 1 Kings chapter 19. Verse 7. Verse 7.
1 Kings chapter 19, verse 7. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee.
Now the angel was telling Elijah to arise and eat, because the journey that he was going to go was too far for him to make it. Read.
And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights until
that strength, that meat that he ate lasted him 40 days and 40 nights in his strength. So he went 40 days without eating nothing, read.
40 days and 40 nights into Horeb, the mount of God.
And he went 40 days and 40 nights. That's why the angel told him to go and get up and eat, because you need this food, because you're going to have to go for 40 days and 40 nights, man, with nothing. All these three brothers were fervent in their spirit, man. These were strong-spirited brothers, man, that the Most High was using these brothers, man. The reason why he was going through this, because at this time right here, Elijah was upset. He didn't know. He thought all the prophets and stuff was gone, man. He at this time, he was praying to the Most High, really basically to take him. And he wanted to leave because he was down and out, because he felt like, dang, man, where are the people at, man? Where are my people at, man? They gone. They gone, man. And I'm feeling down and out. So the angel came to him and said, no, you get up and eat something, man. I got more work for you to do, brother. I got more work for you to do, because the Most High was using, man, Elijah, man. So let's go back, man. Matthew chapter 17. Finish that off right quick. That's why the Most High was using these brothers, man. In the spirit, man. He like that African say he gonna fast longer than all. Big Christ. 30-some days, Most High said, I'm on here, homeboy. Just make it, man. I remember, what's that skinny woman, man? I forget her name, man. My mama used to watch it too. I can't even think of it. She said she fasted 40 days. Edomite. Come on.
He's a day.
No, she lied. Read up.
Matthew 17:3. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias, talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Yahushua, Lord, it is good for us to be here.
He asked, is it good for us to be here? Read.
If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias.
See, he said, listen, man, look here, man. He was so hyped about being there. It's good for us to be here. We need to make some altars for y'all, man. Read.
Verse 5. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased.
What do you say to him?
Hear ye him.
The Most High God told him, man, look at, hear ye him, man. Out of all this glory that these brothers got, Elijah and Moses, all the glory they got, you better hear Christ, man. Because when Christ coming back, guess what? Elijah and Moses, guess what that's telling you? Moses didn't make it to the promised land, but Moses was standing right there talking to Christ right then. So what that's telling you in the kingdom is going to be, Moses going to be there too. Guess what? But you better hear ye Christ. I can tell you that.
And that goes to say, even in doctrine, because we know a lot of times people can get confused in the scriptures. You may see something, say something, but this scripture right here has let us know that, guess what? When it's a discrepancy in the scriptures, what should we do? Go to Christ. And he clear all that stuff up, because like I say, hear ye him. At the end of the day, it's going to be what Christ said. Go ahead, Al.
And just say he no more than prophet than Moses. He's just a prophet. The scripture say he was a prophet of prophets. That's right. He didn't say forget Moses, but he say talking to the one right there. That's the one right there.
That's the one, man. You can throw your finger in the air because
He
he the one.
man.
Because Peter, James, and John, they was trying to put Elias and Moses on the same level as Christ.
Right.
But you can't do that. You know, he's the only begotten of the Most High, so he's on a whole nother level than everybody.
Right.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 11, verse 11. This is how Christ think about Elijah, man. This is how Christ think about him, man. Matter of fact, jump over to verse 10.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
For this is he, of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee.
He's going to prepare the way before thee. The same thing Malachi 4 and 5 is saying, man. The same thing Malachi 4 and 5 is saying, man. Read.
Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist.
He said, among them been born of any woman, nobody's been greater than John the Baptist, man. This is what Christ said out of his own mouth, man. So why, when you think Christ when he changed his body over, when Peter and James and John seen it, why you think he wasn't gonna stand? That man won't be there with him. This man Christ he esteemed his brother, man.
That's right. So I know, because brothers, it's a doctrine out there that John the Baptist wasn't in the truth. That right there cut their scripture to shreds. Brothers got to stop teaching those things, and that's why we want brothers and sisters, man, be careful what you watch. We ain't saying don't watch it, but just be careful.
You gotta be careful, man. You can play with the power if you want to. Read on, up.
Verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he.
He said, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is great, man. That's a beautiful thing to think.
That's a great honor, man.
That's a double honor, man. That is a great honor, man.
Letting brothers and sisters know, man, that's how great Lord's will, brothers and sisters, make it to the kingdom, man. That's how great we will be, Lord's will, man. If brothers is able to see it, if sisters is able to see it. We know that John the Baptist was strong in the spirit, man. And to even be considered in the same sentence as him, man, that's a double honors, man. Go ahead, Up.
Come on that. Let's go to 1 Kings. We're going to go into some of the miracles. Our forefathers show some of the things that our forefathers got down. Some of the miracles our forefathers did, man. What? Some of the miracles that they did. 1 Kings chapter 17. Thing is, man, got 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 17.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 17, verse 17.
Now, this is Elijah, man. He was staying over here. He made it to what's the name of this Gilgal, this country. No, this is Cherubim. No, it was after. No, this is Cherubim, right before Jordan. This is where he was at with this woman, and he stayed there. And this woman didn't have food in our house at the time. So, John, matter of fact, let's jump up to verse 10. We'll get the content. Jump up to verse 10. It'll explain what it's saying. Yeah. Read it up.
17 and 10 of 1 Kings. So he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And she said, As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die.
So this woman, she was preparing their last meal. Guess she must thought she was on she called that bed, death row or something. She prepared their last meal, man. But watch how the prophet Elijah get down, man. Read.
13. And Elijah said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said.
He said, don't fear, man. Go do what I told you to do, man. Read.
But make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son.
He said, man, bring me food first, then give you and give your son, man. That's the order of how we eat too. You give it to the man, then to the woman, then to the child. Read.
For thus said the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meat shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth.
He said, none of these things gonna fail until the Lord send rain upon the earth. And you know he had in the span of 3 years and 6 months. Read.
And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah. And she and he and her house did eat many days.
They ate many days. Read.
And the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by Elijah.
Now, Elijah, by him staying there, he blessed that house, man. Nothing failed when he was there, man. He said no oil, no none of that failed while he was there. She was at her wit's end. She didn't have nothing. She felt like she was going to cook her last meal to die. But when Elijah came on scene, he said, if you do what I tell you to do, you're going to live.
Because you always want to put it in context. Like you say, when there's no rain, is what? You can't reproduce. No resources that can grow, no crops that can grow. So a lot of people were starving out. Go ahead up.
Go on. Read on.
Verse 17. And it came to pass after these things, that the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, fell sick, and his sickness was so sore, that there was no breath left in him.
Read.
And he said unto Elijah, and she said unto Elijah, what have I to do with thee, O thou man of God? Art thou come unto me to call my sin to remembrance, and to slay my son?
Now she calling out Elijah. Like, dang, man, you came here to kill my son, man? You called out my sin to kill my son? Read.
And he said unto her, give me thy son. And he took him out of her bosom, and carried him up into a loft, where he abode, and laid him upon his own bed. And he cried unto the Lord, and said, O Lord my God, hast thou also brought evil upon the widow with whom I sojourn, by slaying her son?
Now same question she asked him, he put it right back to the Lord. He said, did you send this to happen? He asked him the question. Read.
And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times, and cried unto the Lord, and said, O Lord my God, I pray thee, let this child's soul come into him again.
Read.
And the Lord heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came into him again, and he revived.
And he did what?
And he revived.
Because that's what our forefathers do. They got down with their miracles, man. That's how they did, man. That's how our forefathers got down. When they prayed to the Most High, man, the perfect prayer of the righteous, it availeth much, man. James 5:16, man. It availeth much. When they prayed to him, that's how we got to have the spirit, man. Our spirit supposed to be they're just as strong as theirs, or even stronger than theirs, man. Read.
And Elisha took the child, and brought him down out of the chamber into the house, and delivered him unto his mother. And Elijah said, see, thy son liveth.
He said, see, your son liveth, man. He said, man, look here. The thing is, I know sometimes when you looking at how you think you're being attacked, but the only thing you're doing is showing God's glory in this thing, man. See, brothers and sisters, they come through fire, man. That's to show, to give the Most High His glory, man, and not man, man. That's what it's all set up to be, man, to give him the Most High His glory, man. 2 Kings, chapter 1.
Hold up, read verse
24.
24.
Go ahead.
Verse 24. And the woman said to Elijah, now by this I know that thou art a man of God.
That thou art what up?
That thou art a man of God.
See, a lot of times your fruits will show you that if you are a man of God, or a woman of God, or of Satan, or of the devil. Read on up.
And that the word of the Lord in thy mouth is true.
Is what?
Is true.
And a lot of times you can tell if people is in the spirit by the way, like we say a lot of times about the way that they talk. When you constantly talking about scriptures, that lets you know that you constantly in the spirit. And that's what all brothers and sisters should be doing, man. Constantly meditating on the scriptures. Conversations should be scriptural, at least majority of the time. We know sometimes we get into the carnal conversations, but we want to make sure that the righteous conversations outweighs the carnal conversations. Go ahead,
Now, let's go get into, go to 2 Kings chapter 1. Go get into how Elijah, man, thing about it, he prayed to heal, but he also prayed for destruction too, man. And this is something that a lot of times our people, when you telling our people, our own family members that, man, I'm praying for destruction of this country, boy, they can't take it, man.
They looking at you like, what?
But they can't take it, man.
Like, Don't you know I'm your mom and I stay here? Hey, mama, if you don't give us these laws, statutes, commandments, your butt gonna be destroyed too, man.
Right.
It's just, we can't play the games because the time is short, especially because we know we done told them over probably 5 or 6 times, man.
Right.
I mean, you done gave them warning after warning. Sometimes you just got to move forward, man, for real.
1 Kings chapter 1, start at verse 1, man. 2 Kings, Salah. Exactly, y'all say Salah.
Book of Second Kings. Get out of there. The book of 2 Kings, chapter 1, verse 1. Then Moab rebelled against Israel after the death of Ahab. And Azaziah fell down through a lattice in his upper chamber that was in Samaria, and was sick. And he sent messengers and said unto them, Go inquire of Beelzebub.
Beelzebub was the devil, man. Go inquire of the devil, man. Read.
The God of Ekron, whether I shall recover of this disease.
Now he said, go inquire to Beelzebub. Go inquire to the devil if I'm gonna live from the disease, man. That's what the same thing our mothers and fathers do, man. Our brothers and sisters. Hey, man, go get pastors, man. See if I can get healed. No. They don't understand, man. The one they should be calling on, they don't call on that one. They gonna call on the other one.
Because a lot of times, even like our people, a lot of times, some of our brothers and sisters, they know that Christ is black. But a lot of times, they still got that doctrine of SIBO in their head. So the Most High God ain't listening to those prayers. He ain't listening to it at all, man. Because they got this spirit of SIBO. Even though they see and read in the Bible that he's a man of color, they still, God loves everybody. Oh, you can do anything and still make it to the kingdom. No, that's still that same spirit. They got to be able to shake off that as well as that image, man. Go ahead,
Verse 3,
Verse 3. But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah, the Tishbite, Arise, go up to meet the messengers of the king of Samaria.
Now, but look at the angel of the Lord said, man, go meet this man before he go into the Beelzebub, man. Before he go into the devil, go and meet him, man. Go and give him his judgment. Read.
And say unto them, Is it not because there is not a God in Israel that you go to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron?
He asked the question, dang, what you think it ain't God in Israel that you got to acquire to this devil? Read.
Now therefore, thus said the Lord, thou shalt not come down from that bed of which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die. And Elijah departed.
Man, hey, Elijah gave him his judgment, man. He said, you don't require, you don't want to call on our God? Well, your ass finna die. Watch what he say. Read on.
Verse 5. And when the messengers turned back unto him, he said unto them, Why are ye now turned back? And they said unto him, There came a man up to meet us, and said unto us, Go, turn again unto the king that sent you, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, It is not because there is not a God in Israel, that thou sendest to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron. Therefore thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die.
Man, look here. Now the servants messengers coming back and tell they king like, look, man, this dude met us, man, while we were going to go see Beelzebub, and this fool says you finna die. Now watch what the king said. Read on.
And he said unto them, What manner of man was he which came up to meet you and told you these words?
He said, man, what kind of man was this that told y'all this, man? Now you're inquiring about it now. Should have been trying to seek out God in the first place, man. They don't understand, man. When Christ come down, no matter what religion, what race you are, what creed you are, what nationality you are, every knee gonna bow, man. And every tongue gonna confess, man, that we have the one true living God, man. They gonna have to cleave to that thing, man. Every nation gonna have to cleave to that, man. Read.
And then at verse 8, and they answered him, He was an hairy man, and girt with a girdle of leather about his loins. And he said, It is Elijah the Tishbite.
He said Elijah the Tishbite was a hairy man. Some brothers here, they might be a little hairy themselves.
Read. Then the king sent unto him a captain of 50 with his 50.
So so the king said, you know what? I'm gonna send my captain of 50 with his 50 men. We gotta go see this fool, man. They're gonna come tell me that I'm gonna die on my bed.
Read. And he went up to him, and behold, he sat on the top of the hill. And he spake unto him, Thou man of God, the king had said, Come down. And Elisha answered and said to the captain of 50, If I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven, and consume thee and thy 50. And there came down fire from heaven, and consumed him and his 50.
So when he came down here, they tried to send 50 men plus the captain down there to go see Elijah. Elijah said, okay, you think I ain't a man of God? Hey, Lord, kill these fools for me. Rain down fire on them, man. That's how our forefathers got down, man. Just imagine you stand up there as a prophet, and you stand up there, you watch it. You're like, dang, man, that dude really is a prophet, ain't man? You stand by the way watching that, man, like, man, this dude really got the faith, man. This dude got a favor with whatever it is in this sky. He got a favor with it, man. But watch it, he ain't just do it one time, because you know the Bible, you know, preachers, they always talk about, yeah, he rained down fire. No, you're going to see how many times he did it.
Read. Verse 11. Again, also, he sent unto him another captain of 50.
He sent another captain of 50, man. Read.
With his 50.
With his 50, now. Read.
And he answered and said unto him, O man of God, thus hath the king said, Come down quickly.
He said, man, come down quickly, man.
Read. And Elijah answered and said unto them, If I be a man of God, let fire come down from heaven, and consume thee and thy 50. And the fire of God came down from heaven, and consumed him and his 50.
And he consumed another. Hey, you want to keep on playing with him? Hey, come on with it. Because Elijah's looking at it like, all right, nigga, I can do this all day long. Come on with it, man.
Read. 13. And he sent again a captain of the third 50.
He sent another one. Hey, well, they gonna learn to quit playing. They gonna learn to quit playing, man. Read.
With his 50. And the third captain of 50 went up and came and fell on his knees before Elijah.
Now this dude right here came and fell on his knees before Elijah. But at this time, you don't play with Elijah 2 times. Now, all this talking stuff now, it's out the window now. It's up there now, man.
It's up.
So now you want to come in and get on your knees now. Y'all should have been doing this from the first beginning, man. Read on, now.
And besought him and said unto him, O man of God, I pray thee, let my life and the life of these 50 thy servants be precious in thy sight.
Now he's saying, please, man, spare us, man. Let us make it, man. Let's see what Elijah did, man. Read.
Behold, there came fire down from heaven and burnt up the 2 captains of the former 50 with their 50. Therefore, let my life now be precious in thy sight.
They said, now your life will be precious in my sight. That's how our forefathers got down, man. When they didn't play the game, man. When it was up there and it was time to go, hey, guess what? We going full-fledged with our God, because we know our God finna go all the way. It ain't no turning back. When he go there, our God ain't no turning back, man. If he put the word out there, now it's too late. Just like when the lake of fire comes, it ain't no turning back. No, it's up there now. It's here. And you guess what? The stakes is high. The match is already set. We in the ring with this thing now. It ain't no turning back, man. When you got to deal with it, you got to deal with it, man. The Bible say what it say, man. He gave you 2 chances to do it. Now the third time you want to come begging. No, don't come begging.
And this is how we know that these are real prophets of the Most High God. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. Because a lot of times we know that the word prophet means what? A seer. Somebody that's telling future prophecies. That's what we telling brothers and sisters. Did not we go into captivity on slave ships and slavery? That's how we know that the Bible is a true book. Because no man can say 1,000 years in the past what's going to come to pass in the future. No man can do that on the planet Earth, man. Read this right quick, Officer Yara, when you get there.
Deuteronomy 18 and 20. But the prophet, which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, Even that prophet shall die.
Even that prophet shall what?
Even that prophet shall die.
So brothers that's in Christianity, like T.D. Snakes, Joel Osteen, with our Israelite brothers, if they don't repent, this is going to be their judgment because they speaking things that's not of the Bible. Read on up.
Verse 21. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken?
Read that again, up.
And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken?
And they asking, how shall we know if this the truth or not? Read on up.
22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not,
So
nor come to pass.
Hold on right there. Like you said, if a prophet prophesying the word and the prophecies don't come to pass, read on up.
If the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken.
Read that again, up.
If the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not
So
spoken.
if it's no prophecies following it or no actions behind it, that's not the thing that the Most High God done spoke. That is a false prophet. Read on up.
But the prophet has spoken. But the prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of
And
him.
he's telling them, don't be afraid of them, man. But when Elisha commanded that fire rain down and that thing came down, hey, be afraid of him, man, because judgment came right behind those scriptures that he pulled, man. Go ahead, Op.
Gone. Done on it. Let's go back. 2 Kings chapter 1 and verse
15.
Verse 15.
Second Kings chapter 1, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And the angel of the Lord said unto Elisha, go down with him, be not afraid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he arose and went down with him unto the king.
Now the Lord, after the Lord showed, rained that fire down on them 3 times, man, killed them people, man. Said, man, don't be afraid of them. Go down and tell the king what I said again, man.
Read. And he said unto him, thus said the Lord, for as much as thou hast sent messengers to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, is it not because there is no God in Israel to inquire of his word?
Now he's saying it to him again, man. Read.
Therefore thou shalt not come down off that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die.
Now he tell him to his face, man, no, you gonna surely die. After you done sent your men and after the Lord done destroyed them, I'm telling you to your face, you finna die. Read on.
So he died according to the word of the Lord which Elijah had spoken.
So he died. That's exactly what Elijah told me to do. Guess what, man? If the prophet told you, man, something, hey, excuse my language, you can count your ass lucky gold strike. Your ass is gone, mister. You gone. That's just how they did that, man. They didn't play the game with. They tell you finna happen, you was gone, man. And we're gonna show you how Elisha got down. He did the same thing. If he tell you something gonna happen, hey, it's finna happen, mister. Read.
And Jehoram reigned in his stead in the 2nd year of Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, because he had no son.
Because he had no son, man. Go to Sirach chapter 48, man, verse 1, man. Going into the same thing we just read, man. That's how you can precept your Bible. When you see in Sirach chapter 48, you can precept the word where you can go find it at. Because we just read it. 2 Kings chapter 1. Get there, I'll read.
Book of Sirach, chapter 48, verse 1. Then stood up Elias, the prophet, as fire, and his word burned like a lamp.
And his word burned like a lamp. Read.
He brought a sore famine upon them, and by his zeal he diminished their number.
Now, he said he brought a sore famine upon them. That's when he prayed to the Most High for that rain for 3 years and 6 months, man. Read.
He brought a sore famine upon them, and by his zeal he diminished their number.
He diminished their numbers, man. Killed many people, died off because he prayed to the Most High that it wouldn't rain, man, so they couldn't get no food. Read.
By the word of the Lord, he shut up the heaven, and also 3 times brought down fire.
He said, in the word of the Lord, he shut down the heaven from rain, man. But the same word he brought to the Lord, he made fire come down, man. That's the power that the prophet Elijah had with the Most High, man. Read.
O Elias, how wast thou honored in thy wondrous deeds, and who may glory like unto thee?
He said, who may glory like unto thee, man? He said, how you get the glory of your wondrous deeds, man? Who can glory like you, man? Read.
Who didst raise up a dead man from death.
And that's what we read. This we just read. Now, when you're going back reading it, you can go back in there and you can precept it with 1 Kings chapter 17, what we done already read. Read.
Who didst raise up a dead man from death, and his soul from the place of the dead, by the word of the Most High.
By the word of the Most High, man. When he prayed till he spoke, and the Most High put the breath back in the boy, man. Read.
Who brought his kings to destruction, and honorable men from their bed. Who heardest the rebuke of the Lord in Sinai, and in Horeb the judgment of vengeance. Who anointest kings to take revenge, and prophets to succeed after him.
Read.
Who was taken up in a whirlwind of fire.
And we're going to go get that in a minute. Read.
And in a chariot of fiery horses.
Uh-huh.
Who was ordained for reproof in their time, to pacify the wrath of the Lord's judgment before it break forth into fury, and to turn their heart of the father to the son, and to restore the tribes of Jacob.
Because that's what his job was to do, to restore the tribes of Jacob, man. Read.
Blessed are they that saw thee.
Read that again,
Blessed are they that saw thee.
Man, look at this so heavy, man, talking about it. That's why Yahweh Shai said, man, it's no greater than John the Baptist, man. That's why he said this was born by a woman, man. Even the brother saying, look, blessed are they that saw thee. Read.
Blessed are they that saw thee, and slept in love.
And slept in love, man. Read.
For we shall surely live.
Because he gave us hope, man. Because he was trying to put the 12 tribes back together again, man. Same thing Christ was trying to do, man. The same thing Moses was trying to do was to hold us back together, man, to keep us as a family, man. Read.
Elias it was, who was covered with a whirlwind, and Elisha was filled with his spirit. Whilst he lived, he was not moved with the presence of any prince, neither could any bring him into subjection.
He said, because they couldn't bring Elijah, couldn't be moved, and Elisha could not be moved because Elisha prayed for a double portion of Elijah, man. Let's go back to 2 Kings chapter 2. 2 Kings chapter 2, start at verse 1. Let's go get Elijah going up in that whirlwind, man. 2 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. It's good to always look at, to get your history, man, to get understanding, because these stories in the Bible help you to get understanding what's going on in the Bible. We always go precept upon precept when we want to get the understanding of the Bible and the deeper parable of the Bible, but we also got to learn history of the Bible too.
That's right. Because even when you pull in certain precepts, when you read it in context as a history book, you get more understanding of that precept when you bring it out. Like, for instance, when brothers out there teaching. So that's why we tell brothers, hey, read these things, man, because brothers will be on the up and coming and be out there teaching on the street. And you want to make sure that you're having a good understanding and making it plain to our brothers and sisters out there. Go ahead,
Read it up.
2 Kings 2 and 1. And it came to pass, when the Lord would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. And Elijah said unto Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee, for the Lord has sent me to Bethel. And Elisha said unto him, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they went down to Bethel.
Now, this is what Elijah was telling Elisha, man. Hey, man, just hold your peace, man. The Lord's going to get ready to take me up in the whirlwind, man. This is finna happen. He told him hold his peace in Bethel. He told him hold his peace in Jericho. He also told him hold his peace in Jordan. These are the three places that Elijah hit before he was taken up into the whirlwind, man. Jump down to verse 7.
Verse 7. And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood to view afar off, and they too stood by Jordan. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and they were divided hither and thither, so that they too went over on dry ground.
Now, What Elijah did, Elijah smoked the water, and the water divided, man. He smoked the Jordan, and the water divided. And then they crossed over on dry land, man. Read on.
Verse 9, and it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee, before I be taken away from thee.
Now, Elijah said, asked Elisha, he said, man, I'm finna leave. Do you need anything before I go, man? Now, Elisha, boy, was thinking on some real smart things. Hey, that brother was really thinking, man, like, shit, I know what I want, man. Whatever you got, hey.
This is what we have to constantly pray for, brothers and sisters, man. Because we do need the spirits of the prophets of old, the sisters of old, man. We need that spirit upon us in these last days, man, because, like I say, boy, this is the worst captivity because, first of all, we don't know who the hell we are. So it's hell out there just trying to tell our people that they Israelites when they thinking it's a religion. No, brother, it's a nationality. But you're reading out the Bible, so we got to go through all that just to get to this part. So we constantly got to pray for a double portion of the prophets of old spirits, man. Go ahead up.
Read on up. Yeah, verse 10.
And the king of Israel said, alas, that the Lord had called these 3 kings together to
Read verse 9 again.
Man, I'm on 3, man. It's like verse 10. And
No, verse 9.
You want verse 9 again?
Yeah, verse 9.
Verse 9. And it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee, before I be taken away from thee.
Mm-hmm.
And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me.
He said, man, let a double portion of your spirit be on me. He said, man, whatever you got, man, give me 2 of them mugs right there. Give me 2 of them. I need 2 of them mugs, man. Because he knew, man, look, you just imagine being around a brother that's like that, man. Just praying to the Lord, just making it stop raining, man, for 3 years, man. 3.5 years. Being around a brother that, hey, man, they finna come up here, man, because he told the king of Moab that he was finna die. He come up on him, and he sent 51 men over there, and he killed them. He sent another 51 men, he killed them. And he sent another 51 men, they try to pray off. They try to say, oh, I'm sorry. He said, oh, you are? Kill them too. Man, you be around him, man, you be halfway scared to talk to this brother. Like, hey, man, can we go outside? No, you go outside. You sure, brother? Because I don't want to. Yeah, that's how you be around him.
And that's for the sisters too. Like we say, a double portion of the sister Judith spirit to fall upon y'all. Mother Mary, Sister Esther. Like we say, Miriam when she wasn't cursed by leprosy. You know, so these are things that brothers and sisters got to constantly pray for, man. Because we need their spirit, man, in these last days for real.
We don't know.
Verse 10. And he said, thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so.
He said, you ask a hard thing, but if you see me leave, guess what? That's why it said, blessed are they that see him. That's why Elisha was blessed to see him, man. That's why he got his double portion. Read on.
And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire, and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. Mm-hmm. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Now
Elijah went by the whirlwind into heaven. Now he seen them get taken. So guess what Elisha thinking about? It's on like a mug. Read.
And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes, and rent them into pieces.
Mm-hmm. In 2 pieces. Read.
And rent them in 2 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
He took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan.
Well, I'm telling you. Now I'm just thinking about a brother said something, man. This is about 3 years ago. I know what I tell better now it is, but we talked about this about 2 or 3 times, man. I just seen something in the scriptures. You know how sometimes you see something in the scriptures, and I had seen something in the scriptures that the brother had asked that question, but I couldn't find that mug for nothing, man. And I read it last night, But I wanted to tell him last night. We was on the phone 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had forgot to tell him. But this is what we were talking about. But he said after it failed, he said he took. Read on up.
Verse 13. He took up also the mountain of Elijah that fell from him, and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the mountain of Elijah that fell from him, and smote the waters, and said, Where is the Lord God of Elijah?
Mm-hmm.
And when he also had smitten the waters, they parted hither and thither, and Elisha went over.
Now, after he got the mantle from Elijah, he said, "Man, where is this?" He said, "Where is this God from Israel?" He smote it. He seen the water part. He said, "Oh boy, it's on. It's on." Watch how he showed it. It's on. Watch it. Jump down to verse 23. This lets you know that it's on. He just, how he just test the water. Look, Hebrew, they acting a little fool or something, man. He had to go ahead, show him how the Lord get down.
And this even for the children, like I say, don't be disrespecting your elders, man.
Mm-hmm.
Read that up.
Verse 23. And he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head.
They was messing with him. They was telling Elisha, man, look, go up, bald head, bald head.
You know how brothers is, man. Got that forehead, bald head, man. And, receding hairline. And you know how young, bad little Israelite kids be. Got jokes and scolds on the old folks. So this lets you know, don't be mocking them, man, because it could be a judgment come behind that thing, man.
They understand.
Go ahead.
Read it up.
24. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tear 40 and 2 children of them.
Boy, hey, you think, look at it. You keep playing around. And you think this truth ain't no joke. Man, put your idea back on, man.
Tore up 40 and 2 of them. Now, you can just see the scenario because you know how Mama Bear be with her little cubs. Probably messing with the little cubs. They probably got too close, and the Most High God sent them out there on them, boy, and tore them all up, man. So this is Junior, especially when the parents is not around, y'all have to be instilled in these commandments even more